This episode of the Geek Retreat podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is the leading provider of audiobooks with more than 180,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. Audiobooks are great to listen to while commuting back and forth to work, while doing chores around the house, and while just sitting around playing some video games. For our listeners, Audible is offering a free 30-day trial. All you need to do is head over to audibletrial.com/geek retreat and browse over 180,000 audio programs, download a free title, and start listening. It's that easy. It's super easy. One book I want to recommend to you guys is Ready Player One. I've recommended it so many times. I've talked about it so many times on the podcast, and I can't stop raving about this book. It's amazing. Will Wheaton is an uber nerd who narrates the book, and he just does such a great job at it, and you get sucked into the book immediately. And with Ready Player Two coming right around the corner, and now's not a better, there's not a better time to pick it up. So head over to audibletrial.com/geek retreat and pick up your free title today. Again, that's audibletrial.com/geek retreat. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this episode and making traffic and chores a little more bearable. Hey, welcome to the Geek Retreat podcast, the #1 podcast for casual geeks. This is episode 29.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
All right, episode 29. Like I said, this is the Geek Retreat podcast for casual geeks. What's a casual geek, you ask? We are casual geeks. We're just normal dudes who like to get together every week, talk about what's new in the video, TV, and movie world. And this is our show. Thanks for joining us. I am your host, Steven. That's Mick right there.
What's happening?
And that's Jason.
That power is yours.
I
got the power. Is that what it is?
No.
Nope.
No, sir. You said Mick, you know it?
With
What is it,
great
Mick? Tell him,
power
Mick.
comes great responsibility.
No,
Nope.
you know it.
Tell him, Mick.
I don't know
Oh, thought
Come
you
on,
knew it.
Jason, you've been giving us really hard ones.
I know. You gotta
every
get up,
week.
you gotta brush up on your old school TV game,
I know,
man.
what's going on? All right, what is it?
That was Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, that's really old school. That's when I was a kid, man.
you got the power?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he
That's what
didn't.
he
No,
said?
no. Yes.
No.
The
You
power
think
is
I
yours.
thought he says something else. What's his actual slogan?
That's
I don't
it.
know. I'll look it up. I'm gonna fact
Captain
check
Planet.
Jason.
You're
Can I
gonna
fact check you? Stevie Stokes over here.
Go ahead.
If you guys don't, if you're just listening for the first time, every week Jason gives us a little quote that we have to try to guess what it came from, and we barely ever get it right.
Yeah, you guys are
We're
really
dumb.
wonderful at it.
Weird name.
Captain Planet, man, that was a great show.
You got
It was a
the
great
power.
show.
I used to watch that crap all the time, and I could swear that wasn't his actual. What's the thing when they all put the rings together?
Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. Go
Yep.
planet with your powers combined. I am Captain Planet. Is that what you're talking about?
That's it. You
Yeah.
did it, Jason. Hey, and his slow or catchphrase is "the power is yours,"
It is.
Which he
look-
which he often yelled at kids before buggering off to wherever it is he was supposed to come from. That was obviously
You know how
a British article that was written from. Buggering off. What were you gonna say, Mick? Do I know
that'd
how?
be hella weird if some dude like that came out and was like, "Here are these rings, and you gotta save the world and recycle."
right.
Stuff.
You'd be
And
like,
you're like,
What are you talking about, bro? Are you okay?
stranger danger, stranger danger.
You just gotta come into my van and we'll all play together.
The power is yours.
No,
Are you
no.
tripping?
Mom! That would be nuts.
He got candy though. He got candy though. He got the ring pops, the good ones.
Yeah, the
ring
those
pops.
these are weird ring pops.
Wow.
That ring pop's glowing.
This is taking
Why
a
is
turn,
his
guys.
hair
Yeah,
green?
I
Taking a
know.
turn.
This is taking a turn. We're getting in trouble. This is danger territory. Well, hey, we're glad you
I
can
was
come
gonna yell
along.
fire in a second.
guys, let's move on.
Okay.
I did something yesterday that felt amazing.
You farted.
Well, thank you. That always does, but yes. No, guys, I saw a new movie. Not in a
Was it a-
theater, but I went to the drive-ins and I saw a
Okay.
movie that was new. It wasn't like a rerun that I've seen 3 times now. It wasn't Trolls.
Wasn't something streamed.
It wasn't streamed. No.
What did you see?
I saw the new Mutants movie.
Oh yeah.
I did.
The movie that's been in the making for the past
For the-
10, 15 years.
Yeah. It's been 83 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that. That movie was shot in 2017, 16.
No way. It had to be
Yeah,
sooner
I
than
think
that.
so.
Was it
No.
16?
It was like it's been 3 years since that. I think principal photography was done in 2016,
Okay.
and we just
Wow.
got it now. But there's been a lot behind it. If you don't know, the New Mutants is the newest like Marvel movie. Well, that's okay. So
Yeah.
that's where it gets all
Well,
weird.
yeah,
'Cause it
that's
was
where it
a
gets
Fox
tricky.
movie, and then the acquisition between Disney and Fox happened. So it's Marvel branded, but it was produced by 20th Century Fox, and there's all this crazy stuff. But it supposedly is introducing us to these new mutants. They're sticking hard to that. They're not saying X-Men. They like never. I think X-Men was dropped once in that whole movie, and they were like, no, we're not X-Men. We're not X-Men.
The New Mutants is, if I'm not mistaken, is what they call it in the comics too. I think they call it the New Mutants.
Yeah,
No.
it is the New
What is it?
Mutants comic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. We'll have Blake on again to fact check this.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish
We got to
had
get
him
that
right
guy on. I can't
know.
wait to talk
Blake,
about
can you become a
Marvel,
regular?
man.
now. Yeah.
We'll get him on. We'll
You're
get
a
him on
regular.
when we have some Marvel stuff come out later down the road when it comes more natural.
You know,
But it was okay. So what are you gonna say, Mick? I'm sorry.
I was like, he reminds me of the guy off The Simpsons, the comic book guy. He's not as big.
Yeah.
Got the long hair and
No,
everything.
yeah,
long
but both got the
hair.
ponytail. Go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to roast you. You just kind of
How
remind
dare
me.
you? Now he's not going to listen to us anymore.
No,
Now
come
he
on.
just insulted the man after
Yeah,
he
he
came
could
on the
call
show
me-
and helped us out so much.
Yeah, he could call me the Big Khali off of WWF.
There you go.
There you go.
So
you know where he banging his head against thing on the gridiron, not gridiron. What is that movie? Adam
Turnbuckle.
Sandler movie.
Turnbuckle?
No, the Adam Sandler, the Longest Yard.
oh,
Remember that big dude that's in
oh
there banging
yeah,
his
he's
head
like
against it?
smacking his head against the brick wall.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
There you
do
go.
Look like him.
I know, I get that all the
That dude
time.
was freaky.
More Jason Momoa than anything.
Yeah. All right. New Mutants. It was an okay movie.
Really?
It wasn't bad.
Oh. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either.
It wasn't good. It was like okay, so it's. I was actually a little worried about it, to be honest. Like I was
worried about it. Too,
well,
yeah.
no, because it was.
as you were watching it.
I was worried going into it because it's pitched as a horror thriller movie. And as we've talked about many times, I do not do good on horror movies. I get all like
that's
nervous
right.
and pale, and I'm scared.
You hella scary.
I'm scary. So
You hella scary.
it was, but it wasn't like
Was it jump scary?
it wasn't. No,
Like
not
how-
even that. They
No?
they set it up. They did the thing, Jason. They did the thing. What's the thing that you hate that trailers do?
Oh, they show all the good stuff in the trailer. And then
Well, they
they
show-
they took stuff out.
Yes. So they
Oh,
show a great
you
trailer,
mother-
and then they take stuff out.
Why
Yeah.
do they?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's probably Disney doing
yeah.
that.
I
Marvel
think so
thing.
too. It
False advertisement.
yeah it is.
Yeah, I know, right? No
It was good. Like I think like if a younger kid, like 13 or 14-year-old kid watched it, it would be kind of scary. But like as an adult, I never felt fearful for the characters at any point.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I did like about it. I did like that we got new characters, new superheroes that were obscure. Nobody really knows anything about them. They can kind of like go and do their do their thing, and like we can learn who they are. They did an okay job at that, given their backstories. But I don't know. The action was good. The final fight was like the CG was really good, and I'm trying not to be like getting spoiler territory, because I go see it. Definitely go see it. I will tell you, I think this movie's going to do great. I don't think it's because it's a good movie, though. I think it's going to do great strictly because it's a new movie that's coming out during COVID. That's how I feel.
It's possible, and people want to go back out and do stuff again. So
Yeah. And
that's possible.
I was like, hey, babe, you want to go on a date? And she was like, yeah, sure. Where do you want to go? I was like, let's go to the movies. She's like, we've seen everything that's out. And I'm like, there's a new one. She's like, sweet, let's go. So, yeah, it was good. It was probably for me, it was definitely a one-time watch. And it's kind of forgettable, It was like, okay. It was right in the middle. It's literally like a 5. I give it a 5.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, that wasn't terrible. It wasn't like a Artemis Fowl or whatever that one was, where it was like a 3 or a 2.
Right.
So I really wish.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So if it's, because you mentioned the things that they did well, what didn't you like about it? Why is it not up to snuff? Then.
So okay, me and my wife, when the movie ended, we looked at each other and we're like, "Is it already over?" It is the shortest movie I've ever seen. It felt like an hour-long movie. I think it's like an hour and a half. If any, it's got to be like right at the 90-minute mark. But it was. I'm trying to look up the runtime right now. But it was quick. So I wish they would have set some more time. I enjoyed the closeness of the group. It was kind of set in one location and they didn't go out of that location. So that was cool. I just felt like they didn't ever go like all in. They never went all into horror or all into thriller. It was very like predictable. You knew exactly like what, because the big like pitch or mystery was like, what is this like girl's power? Like she doesn't know her power the whole time, but you know what it is. Like you can tell what it is the whole time.
Yeah, who's the
it's
main?
called Mutant?
Like, who are
it's
they?
called Mutant.
The
New
New Mutants.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm gonna look this up just so I'm correct, but I can't remember. I can tell you a few of the New Mutants.
It's an hour 38-minute movie.
Hour and 38 minutes. Yeah, it's like right
wow.
at that.
98-minute.
Yeah. So
yeah, so that must have been chopped up. Then they must have taken hella stuff out of that.
Yeah. It was very like choppy. So the main character that we are kind of figuring, the girl Mirage is the girl we're trying to figure out what her ability is. We meet Sam Guthrie, who's also known as Cannonball, I think his name is in the comics. We meet Sunspot and Magic, and there's a wolf girl too that we meet. I can't remember what her name is. It's like Cat or something like that. No, that wouldn't make sense.
That's played by Arya, right?
Yeah, it's played by Arya.
Macy Williams.
Yeah, Macy Williams. She did a good job. But it was just like a wishy-washy movie. The trailer hyped it up so much that it was going to be like this horror movie, and they were going to play with, because Mirage, her man, I'm really getting into spoiler territories and I don't want to do that. Her mutation is that she plays with people's fears. She brings your deepest fear to life in you.
Right.
So I was really, I walked away from it being a person who doesn't like horror movies, I was like, man, I wish they would have been a little more like scarier in a few parts. Like they could have gone a little crazier. But it was cool. You could definitely see that it tied into Logan. And so I wish it would have released way closer to Logan.
You know what? I think it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you mentioned Logan.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, X-23 that was introduced in Logan is supposed to be a part of the New Mutants. So since they're or that was already part of, they're both Fox anyway. But if they're trying to converge worlds, I would be elated if they decide to go back and get Daphne Keane, who played X-23, and then brought her together with these people playing these guys.
Yeah.
But of course, it would depend on how this movie does and if it's even popular, has a good enough following. But I think that would be pretty cool to.
Yeah,
to do.
so that's actually like my biggest gripe is it's kind of what makes me sad too, is that because Disney is obviously going to take it in a different direction, and that was why there's been so many cuts and stuff. They had a clear vision of like an overarching story between the like bringing the world, like bringing the two movies together and creating a world and creating a big bad, and like all these things are like falling in place, and there's none of that at the end of it. And that's what's disappointing to me is like when you look into it, they're setting up a very big character in the X-Men world. Do you want me to say it? Should I say it?
Say it.
I guess Mr. Sinister is who they're like
Oh, okay, yeah.
setting up as the big guy.
Yeah, they try to set him up in, what was that? Was that Apocalypse?
With Dark Phoenix?
No, not Dark Phoenix. For sure not Dark Phoenix, but
Okay.
I think it was in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
They tried to... No.
Either way,
Apocalypse.
either way. That's who they're trying to set this up, and they have the building blocks to make it happen. And then, but like we know that it's not going to happen because that was Fox's direction, and Disney.
Right.
So hopefully Disney puts it in that, in that same way. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Apocalypse. So they tease it there, and then so if they're teasing it there, then they clearly was trying to set him up, which would be pretty cool.
Would be.
But we'll see if it happens, man. Disney's got basically all the characters now, right?
Yeah.
So they can bring in whoever they want.
So. Yeah. It was cool. Go see it. Definitely go see it. Put your take in it. A lot of people
Is it go see it, or just make sure you see it? Is it a wait till it gets on to where you can watch it at home kind of thing, or is it worth going out and seeing it on the big screen?
Oh man, I got to think about that. I think if I have to think about that, the answer is you can wait until it comes out.
Right.
But if you're wanting to get out and do something, I say go see it. That'd be like a viable thing to go do.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Me and Jason were talking kind of this week about how they could bring in the New Mutants, because there's another movie out. It's called what's that one? That new one coming out. Where Shia LaBeouf was going to play Iceman. You hated that one.
Oh.
What's that one going to be called? That one's.
I don't know. Is that do they have a name for it yet?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. No, that's gonna.
I sincerely hope they don't go with Shia LaBeouf for Iceman. I don't hate the guy. He's a good actor. I don't think that's gonna work, man.
Yeah, I don't know. There's another X-Men movie coming out, I think, in the works. I'll do more research on it. I don't want to just sit here and think about it. That I believe is going to tie more into the Marvel universe somehow. But we were thinking, like, how could what I'm trying to say is, me and Jason were talking about how could the New Mutants be brought into the cinematic universe of the MCU. So I had a thought, and Jason thought it was kind of cool. Do you remember what I said, Jason?
Yeah, you said that when the snap happened, like the effect, like the ripple effect, like the shock wave of it kind of produce these kind of anomalies in people's genes and DNA, right?
You're along lines. I was thinking more of like radiation. Like, you know how like when an atomic bomb goes off, people get radiation and they may not die right away from the blast, but it like, deforms them and mutates them, I guess is a word. So I was thinking, like, what if the snap, when they snapped and then brought everybody back, what if that time in between created a mutation in people, in the new people that went away? You know what I mean? You know how like There's a whole
creating the new people, or
no, like
or the ones that were
mutes-
there still that didn't
I guess in
vanish?
a way, and no, the one, not the people that stayed. No, not the people that
Okay.
got snapped. Well, you're only affected by it if you got snapped, and then because you got snapped back. So like that effect would cause you to like start to mutate. So like because there were like, hypothetically speaking, there had to have been like babies and young children that got snapped away, right?
Yeah.
So like what if those babies getting snapped had the repercussions of mutation, and then there's this rift? Because like the big thing with mutants, like with X-Men, it was like these freaks, these mutants have to be separated from. So like you could create this like rift in the world that the people who weren't snapped are now against the people who were snapped. And I think there's
I think we
see
talked
there's
about this
potential
before a
there.
little bit, right? And I think I had an idea somewhere down in this vicinity of what you're saying, but and in my wow, can't words are hard. Sorry, guys.
Can't do work.
So, but anyway, so time was an issue with my scenario because of how long the gap was, right? So these people coming back, it's like, so there's no mutants for this whole time period. It would. So, I remember what I was saying now. So I was saying that they came back and they had some anomaly, and then they created offspring that had mutations.
It came
But,
through the offspring. Yeah.
So so that would create too much time. But how much time was it again? How much time?
It was 5
between-
years. Was the
5
snap.
years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was snap, and then 5 years later, and then I don't know. We don't know the timeline from where we meet our heroes 5 years later to when they actually snap back. So I would say, yeah.
Because then, so we
5 to
have
6
those
years.
5 years, and then you got to have the 5 years for them to figure out what this problem is, and then to find a name for it, and then to find out. I don't know.
Yeah. How did they? Because like the people who stayed aged, and the people who came back didn't age, right?
Right.
Hmm.
So that's just gonna be a tricky
It will be a tricky way.
thing for them. I mean, that's not our job to worry about that.
Yeah. We're just
That's
our
Feige's
job is to
job.
be entertained. Like we're just gonna come. We're gonna eat the popcorn. We're gonna be entertained.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Put
I'm
some avocado oil on it, and right,
Yeah.
right, Mick.
Yeah. Put some avocado. Hey, did you try that?
I didn't try it. I gotta go buy it. Every
it's
time I
hella
say I'm gonna
bomb.
try it, I'm like, damn, I don't have the oil yet. I gotta go get the oil.
Yep, it's hella good. It's
Yeah,
dead
I'm
on,
gonna
dude.
try it. I'm gonna try it,
though. You know how they send Captain America back in time at the end
Yeah.
of that? I wonder if he goes back and fights what's his name? Red Skull, right? And something
Yeah.
happens. There might be a big detonation or whatever, which creates the mutants within his time. Well, he was
Yeah.
That's Magneto was created.
Along the same lines of the radiation thing.
I just had something else I was thinking of.
What's that?
We actually have a mutant in the Avengers, in our current Avengers that we could use to tie in. Who do you
Wanda.
think? Wanda. Yeah.
But they never called her a mutant.
They
That
didn't,
She's not a
but,
mutant
like-
based on. They said that she's powered by the stone. So
Yeah.
she's not a mutant.
The
They-
Soul
Yeah.
Stone.
I guess they voided that. What if they
Right.
could? You think they can like retcon and say like, bring it up somehow? Like, hey, we originally thought it was by the stone, but we know now that it's a mutation in her blood.
Well, they
Comic
could go
book
back
world, you
to
can do
the-
whatever you want to.
That's what I'm saying. We got
They could go. I was thinking they could go back because if he goes back in time, Red Skull will have the Tesseract, right? And something happens with the Tesseract, which causes all these mutations in people.
right.
Mm.
You
Well,
know
it
what I mean?
mutated him.
Right,
Yeah.
It it messed him up.
right. So I would think maybe that would be the route to go.
Yeah.
That way, it will explain why.
But then the only thing with that is like, how do you? Well, I guess because it'll alter the future too.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say like, how do you explain not
Mhm.
mentioning mutants that whole time? But then,
Yeah.
but then if everything gets altered, then then it'll make sense. 'cause
It will be an
now-
alternate future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
so,
wonder
yeah,
what about
that could
this?
work.
We have oh my gosh, I forgot his name again. Doctor Strange. I wanted
why
in
is
my
that
brain.
name so
I don't know.
hard?
I kept wanting to say
That is
Stranger.
not a
I
hard
wanted
name.
to say Stranger Things. I wanted to say
Stranger.
we have Stranger
Stranger
Danger.
Things.
I don't know. We have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness coming up. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
if the mutants were in an alternate reality and somehow like because Wanda is gonna have to go through there, and I think she's a big part of that whole. I think that's what the WandaVision is like leading up to that.
That's what I
Or
heard.
has to do something with that. So
Yeah.
like, what if she kind of like somehow they bring the alternate universes together, and the mutants are a part of that. That may be the way they go. Is just like,
Wait,
hey,
say that one more time. I lost you.
So like, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, right? That is, it's gonna explore alternate realities, right? So what if the mutants are a part of one of those alternate realities? So they're not in our timeline of the Avengers and the MCU
Right
that
now,
we know,
yeah.
but they're in a parallel universe or whatever. I guess not parallel, but alternate universe. And then in the multiverse, in the movie, the Doctor Strange movie, they kind of converge somehow. They bring the realities together to fight the Eternals, because I guess those are our next big bads. Is that possible? It's
I don't know if you can merge two
can
separate
you merge
universes.
realities?
Though. Yeah, I don't, because they're not realities. They're actually.
But you just
they're
said,
real.
Jason, you just said that it's
comic
comic
book
books.
world.
We can do whatever we do,
That's
whatever we
true.
want.
Yeah, that's true.
What are we in Phase 5? What is this? Marvel Phase 5?
Phase 5, yeah.
I was just trying to see if they have anything like that shows what's going on.
But I think they're gonna do. I know the Eternals movie is coming up, but I think as far as the big bad, I think they're gonna battle the Skrulls first before. I think that'll be the next lead up.
See, this is what I want to ask Blake. I want to ask.
Yeah,
Blake
we need to have Blake on again.
Man. He's so
good.
We
will.
I like you, guy. You're cool.
It's crazy too because the Eternals is coming out. Well, this is all pushed back, but the Eternals is coming out way before anything else. Like it's coming out before WandaVision. It's coming out before the Doctor Strange movie.
Which is weird, yeah.
It's coming out before What If. It's coming out before Thor: Love and Thunder.
It's right after Black Widow. It's
right
Black
after
Widow, and then
yep.
Eternals is what? February or something. Or
I'm not looking at an updated one, but I'm looking at
because all the dates are the same except they're just all pushed back. So whatever.
Well, this one says November 6th, 2020. So 2021, November 6th, 2021. I may not have the right thing up in front of me.
No, it's well, because Black Widow, whatever its date is, took the Eternals date. So because the Eternals was in that spot, so they just pushed everything. They slid everything down.
I just have spring of 2021. So I'll find a better graphic. I'll look up a better graphic. But I don't know. I think it's cool to think about what they can do. I definitely want the X-Men in the Marvel universe. That I want Wolverine as an Avenger. But we're not going to get that. but I want him as one. I think it'd be great.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about that whole Wolverine thing, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Why?
It's too soon after Hugh Jackman, man. Like the dude spent and dedicated so much time. Was it 15 years or something like that? 20 years? What was it? X-Men came out in 2000, right?
Hugh Jackman is still young enough, and Disney has deep enough pockets to get him on board to do an Avengers movie.
Yeah. He said that would be the only way to come back. That was a while ago. It was a few years back, but he said they were like, if Marvel were to come back and had Wolverine in their universe, would you do it then? He said, oh, yeah, then I'll do it. But
I mean, the dude's like, what? I mean, he's got to be 50, but he's in like the best shape of any, he's in just as good a shape as anybody.
I'm sure it's taxing on his body though to go through that.
Have you ever heard about his what he does before shoots and stuff? He does this thing where he he dehydrates his body.
Yeah.
So he
drinks bodybuilder.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It sucks all of the fat out of your body, and your veins are just
Yeah.
He talks about it when he did in Origins, when he does the pool scene when he comes out of the pool. He's like, that's where I first did it from, and I've never looked greater on camera.
Yeah, and he talked about it again on The Wolverine when it came after that, and for that fight scene that he had with Shinjin, that samurai.
Yeah.
He did it on that one too, and he's like, I think he almost passed out or something on that.
Yeah,
one.
you like suck all the water out of your
Cause
body.
like you do that and like you're dehydrated and then you're like trying to flex too at the same time, so you're kind of like straining and using your muscles. And
your body must be like screaming on the inside.
Yeah, like
what
the
are
hell
you doing
doing?
to me? Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's like a bodybuilder technique.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they dehydrate
before the
themselves
shows.
right before the show, and then they eat like Oreos right before they go up, and it
Yeah.
makes you hella vascular, so all your veins are popping out and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Crazy.
gonna start doing. No, I'll die. I'll actually die if I try that. I eat Oreos anyways. Well, let's we're kind of sticking in this Marvel world, and it doesn't seem right, but we got sad news, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Chadwick Boseman has passed
That's it.
away. Yeah. Wakanda forever. Yeah.
Forever.
That's really sad.
It is, man.
He was an amazing actor, and
What that 43 or something like that.
43. Yeah, he passed away of colon cancer. And here's I was looking at it. He was suffering from cancer and filming the Black Panther and all the Avengers stuff while he was doing it. Like that's crazy to me.
Isn't it?
That blows my mind. Because I thought it was recent development or something, but like he just kept it real private, and that's probably good. You don't want to be in the limelight when you're going through that kind of stuff.
Right. Exactly.
It's just like so surprising. Like you don't expect that to happen.
It's already stressful as heck.
Someone so young. Yeah. So I mean, like, it's very sad. But this is what I want to. The reason I want to bring it up. Like, we know Black Panther 2 has been greenlit. Where do we go from here? Who do we have?
Did they finish?
So do we? What did you say, Mick?
Were they shooting the movie?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
I don't think so. I tried
it'd be
to
cool
look,
if they finished it and they just postponed the release so they can do it as a tribute to him.
Yeah.
But if
That'd be
not,
awesome.
I think they could. What's his name? Mduku, or what's his name? The guy from the Mountain Tribe.
Oh yeah.
They could easily pass the torch off to that guy. I mean, due to the situation.
Yeah.
No, they'll probably just end up just recasting him.
That sucks.
Hey, that would suck. That would. I mean, they did it with Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. Oh man, I hate that they did that. Still, I hate Don Cheadle.
But I think
So horrible as a war machine.
But he wanted like
I can't
more money.
stand him. Huh?
He wanted like more money.
Yeah, he wanted more money.
Yeah. So okay.
I really just don't think he really wanted to do it anymore, and he just tried to give that as a. If I'm going to do it, give me more money.
Man, he's probably kicking himself for not doing it either. He probably thought it was like it wasn't gonna work, and like this movie won't be good, and then it like, took off, and he's like, "What did I do?"
The most memorable movie that he was in was Hotel Rwanda. You ever seen that movie? Where they're talking about like the two tribes in Africa and they get stuck in the hotel.
Isn't that like the genocide movie?
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That's Jason.
I
you
just
guys
know
gotta
about
watch
it.
that movie. It's such a good movie. It's crazy, and that stuff was real. But him as that actor, anytime he plays anything else, I always think of that. Think of him playing that character. I'm like, oh, I can't see you as a war machine.
Yeah.
I see you as a leader of the Hotel Rwanda situation.
Yeah. So I found here I got a article that's been put out. It's from CNET. This was released March 3rd of 2020. That's when it was. Anyway, the release date says that the release date would be May 6, 2022, and principal photography. We don't know for sure when the film will begin, but one report says the cameras will start rolling between March and June of 2021.
So they have not started.
So it sounds like they haven't started. But like I said, this was a while back, so I don't know. I wonder if they asked him, like, would you be able to move up the filming and try to film this? Like, I don't know. That's like morbid to think about. I doubt they would ask him something that
No,
crazy.
I don't think so. That would be very inhumane and insensitive if they did.
Hey,
it.
we know you're dying, but would you be
Yeah.
willing to
We need to
push this
we need to
movie
push this. We got a deadline here. We
we
gotta.
gotta make that that was bad. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah. But no. Oh, I guess that. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but I guess it's kind of good for them that they didn't start, right? Because then, like, you pretty much got to scrap a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Um.
So who do we have? Who do we have actor wise that could replace that?
I think they could pass the torch off to the
Oh, you
guy
think?
that he
Oh,
fought.
okay. You think that we could go? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
M'Baku.
It sucks.
M'Baku. Is that what it is? M'Baku?
Yeah.
M'Baku, yeah. I was
I'm
thinking
gonna
like,
name my son that.
in my head.
That's
I was
such a
thinking
tight name to me.
it is. It's a really good name. I was thinking, oh, Michael B. Jordan would be great for that role, but
But he was Killmonger.
he was
Yeah.
that guy.
M'Baku, get off them people's grass. What you doing?
Oh, that's such an interesting
here.
name. Are you guys from the tribe of Africa? No, we just like that name.
No, Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, so
as
we'll have
far
to
as
see.
actors,
Yeah.
let me see. There's that one guy. Nah, he wouldn't be good for it.
Oh, what about what's his name from? Might be the same guy you're thinking of. He was from Inside Out or Inside Out from Get Out. You know the guy from Inside Out, that funny guy.
Yeah, the animated character. Which one? The blue or
Blue from
yeah?
Inside Out. No, what's his name? He has a really strange name. It's like a different name
You said from Get Out.
from Get Out.
Oh yeah, Kalua. What's his name? Freak. Something
Yeah.
Kalua.
I like Kalu.
Daniel Kalua.
Kalu was good.
I hate anything coffee.
White Russian.
Oh yeah, we could do the main character. What about
No, yeah, because he was Daniel Kaluuya. He was in that movie. He was in
yeah,
Black
he
Panther.
was. No, he was the. Oh wait, he was. Yeah, you're right. He was the brother.
Yeah, he was the traitor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't.
Oh,
Dang
I
it.
know. I want to kick that dude in the face. Really?
What about? Do you think Lakeith Stanfield could fill that role? Nah, probably not.
No. What about Chiwetel Ejiofor?
Wesley Snipes.
Ooh, Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
He's already gonna be Blade.
Oh yeah, he's.
They're
Oh no,
coming
no,
out
no,
with
he's
another
not.
Blade.
He was Blade.
He was Blade. I was
Yeah, we
like,
got a new Blade now, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
They could just do a yeah, they could do like a Chris Evans and just pull somebody from like an old, you know what I mean? Like
Robert Downey Jr.
That worked because it was two different studios at the time, so it doesn't necessarily work now.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they get somebody.
He's stupid.
I feel bad talking about like, all right, well he's gone. Who's gonna do this? But no, you got to think about, how's that gonna look? That's already been slated.
Yeah, exactly. How's that
Future.
gonna look?
That changes a lot of.
You just got to keep him in a suit.
Yeah, that's gonna be the real big thing.
Yeah.
Keep him in a suit. So, man, it's sad.
Unless he has a brother do a Fast and Furious 6 move on us.
Oh,
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, but they were
Those-
twins, right? Were they twins or were they just regular brothers?
I think they were just brothers. You know what else I found out today?
oh, ludicrous.
Actually, it's
Sorry.
ludicrous.
Sorry.
How about the Rock?
That suggestion is ludicrous.
How about Kevin Hart?
No.
Kevin Hart as the Black Panther.
Now we're just getting ridiculous here.
Oh my God.
He's not even tall enough to
He'd
be
be
in a
like,
suit.
"Hey, man."
Ice Cube. Let's do Ice Cube.
Oh my God. Moving on here.
So
No, I think the best route would be
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
the Mdouku guy.
Yeah,
What was his name again?
they've got to have
M'Baku.
M'Baku. Why
They
did you
have-
say
I believe. I
Mdouku?
want to say it's
Ooh,
M'Baku.
I gotta chill. You're just making up names now.
I like that guy.
Yeah, that was cool.
I would have been scared he'd come out there trying to challenge me. I'd be like, okay, dude, you can have that shit. I don't want to. I want to get looking like those guys off of the Jim Carrey movie. White Devil, White Devil.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura.
Remember they're all paying with
Wachati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Wachati guy?
That's such a good movie. That is
I love
an
that.
amazing movie.
Anyway,
Let's move on. Not much more has been happening in the world.
In the world.
of games and entertainment and movies and TV. Actually,
Oh,
that's
take
not
that back.
true. I'm gonna take that right back. We had an amazing event happen for Call of Duty Cold War coming 2020. It's that season.
Another Call of Duty, guys.
Another one. Yeah. Prepare your hard drives. It's gonna be 4 times the size.
Oh, jeez.
There was a meme going around
Is
that
that
was
what-
like,
yeah, no,
it was like
my
a
God.
2 terabyte hard drive, like a physical hard drive, and it had like the picture of it had like all the writing on the top of it, like, oh look, the new cover
Yeah.
art came out for it.
Forget them. As much memory as it takes, they should give us a hard drive. You could buy a 2 terabyte hard drive for the price of a game.
I saw a funny meme today. I actually posted on the Facebook page too. It was like the new flight simulator has the entire world in the greatest like the highest resolution ever given. It's a 1-to-1 scale of the world, and it takes up less data than Call of Duty does on a hard drive.
What the heck is that?
It's like
Are you kidding me?
so I should say that most of that data is streamed from the cloud. They store that data up in the cloud and they stream it down when you're by. So like if you were to load the entire game with the entire world of Flight Simulator on, it'd be over 2 petabytes
Whoa.
of data. That's a lot of data. How big is a petabyte? So I don't want to type this in my computer.
That's some Epstein shit.
Okay, we're safe. We're safe.
Oh my God.
Well, how am I supposed to know this? A petabyte is 10 to the 15th power bytes of digital. What does that tell me?
10 to the 15.
I think a petabyte is. It sounds so weird saying that.
Say how many
No, no, no.
terabytes is in it?
I think a petabyte is 1,000 terabytes.
Okay.
It's the next step
Right.
up from terabyte. So
Right.
you'd have to get, it's 2 petabytes is the data for the Microsoft Flight Simulator to download
That's
that onto.
crazy.
But like so when you're in one part of the world, the other parts, as far as your sight distance, isn't loaded. It's just nothing there until you get there, which is smart.
Yeah.
But that
Make it
game
work
is.
for you.
I have downloaded that game and I've been playing it. I want to get my license now to fly a plane. That game is so much fun. I talked to my wife. I was like, "Babe, can I get a joystick?" And she was like, "What do you need a joystick for?" And I was like, "For this game. I've been playing this flight simulator game." She's like, "Okay, which one do you want?" And I wanted you get a full, like, it's got like a full steering wheel, like you can yaw and
Pull on it
pitch.
and pull up
like
on it.
it comes with pedals that you could do the
Nice.
the rudder with. It was too expensive. She
Go
was like,
big or go home.
She's like, "You are not getting that." And then, I've gone down a rabbit trail of like watching videos on YouTube on how to do it. This guy, it's a flight simulator, right? So it like you really learn how to fly a plane. Like you have to learn how to you got to communicate. It's not quite that bad, but like this guy on YouTube has a sim on his house. It's his whole desk that is a Boeing 747 or 737. It's like he's got this big metal cage above his desk, and it's got all the switches that are all linked to his computer. It's crazy. It's
Wow.
crazy. He's put like thousands of dollars in it. But the video I watched is
Wow.
he went and flew a real 747, like the professional simulator for that, and he was able to fly it because of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's real,
Wow.
but it's fun.
Good stuff.
Anyway, that's enough flight simulator. I wanted to talk about Cold War and how they introduced it. It was the coolest thing. So they had a live event. We've seen live events in the what do they call them? Battle Royale games. Like we saw the Travis Scott concert in Fortnite. So they had a live event in Warzone, and I think it was the best put together. I'm gonna link a video to the event, and if you didn't see it, go watch it. It's totally worth it. So they got dropped into the war zone, and all of the map. You know how like you look at the cities, and they all say like where you can go in different parts of it was all blacked out, just like it used to be in like redacted. It's all redacted. And so people are like, whoa, what is this? What is this? And then they had to go find these objectives to, you know, you had to kill people and pick up an objective. And then you had to go pick up a gun. And the big secret was that they picked up the gun from one of the, I think it was Frank Woods, was one of the players from the original Black Ops. Like he was standing in a building somewhere and he gave you a new gun. And then they had a video. There's a very popular video of this Soviet spy who's in an interview about how to crumble a civilization and how governments try to crumble each other's civilization. So it's like really creepy the way he's talking about it. And it starts like cutting in on the screen, like as people are playing, like their screen kind of fades out, like the transmission is getting disrupted. And then he says a phrase like, you need to go, and then it's like crisis mode and you need to figure out how to stop everything. And a nuke warning comes up and everybody's got to run to the stadium, which recently has had the roof blown off. So everybody runs to the stadium and all the words of what he's saying are like flashing up on screen. And then they get in the stadium and the screen cuts to black and then the trailer drops in game. So it's just like super well done. It was really cool. And like, it was ominous and scary. Like I didn't
Were
play.
people murking each other, shooting at each other?
Yeah. So that's the thing. You're still playing in a battle royale, but like you didn't die and go back to the lobby. You died and respawned. So they had like a respawn element to it, but it was just so cool. Like I had chills just watching it. I wish I would have played it because you got like cool calling cards and stuff like that. But it was like the best reveal to a game trailer that I've seen in game. It was like awesome. It was like you got chills just thinking about it. And like you had to run, everybody's like sprinting and there's like a big countdown timer on the top of the screen.
Wow.
So I'm really
That's
excited.
cool.
I just think they like more games need to take advantage of this kind of announcements, like give us more in-game announcements and stuff like that. It was really well done. I think that it was one of the greatest announcements that they've ever done. And I'm super hyped for Cold War, which looks awesome.
Got you.
Yeah, they totally got me. I'm like, it was funny too because right after the trailer hits, they're like, pre-order now. They take you right to the store. It's like, thanks for watching our 10-minute timeshare video. You can now get your timeshare. But it was just I'm really hyped for it, and I'm glad they're it's a direct sequel to Black Ops 1, and we all know Black Ops 1 was amazing. And fun fact, my son is named after the main character in Black Ops 1. Mason. And then
you guys love you some Call of Duties, don't you?
I do. Mick doesn't as much, but I do. That was like my game. That was the game I played. Like if you asked me to play a game, if I was stranded on a deserted island, I'd want Call of Duty. Because time would just yeah.
You're stranded on an island and you want
it's sitting there like this.
I like the cover art so much. If I was stranded on an island, stranded on an island with a game console and electricity, I realized how dumb that sounded when I. All right. If I only had enough space for one game on my hard drive,
there you go. There's more practical.
And I'm pretty soon, if it doesn't stop getting so dang big, pretty soon I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need to make that.
They're just gonna come out with the Call of Duty console.
That's what they're gonna say. There's like, hey, it's not the Call of Duty inspired console. It's the Call of Duty console. It's like it's shaped like a gun, which is cool. Let's design that. Yeah, so I'm excited. So you guys aren't excited for that, are you?
I'm not. I don't get excited for any game that comes out so often.
Yeah,
and it's been a ongoing cycle every 2 years with this thing. And that's how I got burnt out on Assassin's Creed. The last 2 Assassin's Creeds or whatever I didn't play.
Yeah,
because I was like, dude, how many of these are they gonna make? You're taking the luster away from the originality of the game and how awesome it was, and now it's just
Call of Duty's like the Apple of video games. Like they came up with the new version every
Yeah.
2 weeks, and then the next one
And people line up to
becomes
get it.
obsolete when.
Just like,
Yeah.
But doesn't that say something to the game though? Like,
no,
it's a good game if people are still lining up and buying it every single time, every single year.
people just have to update. It's just a necessity of people to have the newest, latest, and greatest.
I feel like, but here's my thing. So, the one thing I can relate it to is like the sports games, right? You can't really revolutionize sports games any more than they've been revolutionized.
You can't. The same thing with Call of Duty.
It's not the same thing. So here's the only difference. Well, not the only. Here's one of the main differences because you at least have to change. I mean, I guess it can be done in a patch or an update, but rosters change. The ratings of teams change. There's a team that used to be garbage, and then now they're good. And so
when you load into any sports game, the first load screen, the load bar that you get is updating live rosters. On any one you get, football, basketball, baseball, anything. It's like updating live rosters, and it changes everything that happened. If there's a trade in the middle of the season, if you have live rosters, it'll be gone.
How's it not the same though?
Because
It's the same.
I mean, at the heart,
What's like crazy different about all the Call of Duties? They're all the same game, except
but they're in, but like
in a different 15-minute story mode.
No, I
Right.
get that. I get that it's the same. I think at the heart, it's the same thing. Everything around it is different, though. They try different mechanics. You know, they had Black Ops. I never played Black Ops 4, but they had Black Ops 3. And, you know, it was where you could, like, run on walls and you could do, like,
What happened with
like
that?
Titanfall. It didn't do good.
And guess what they did after that?
They went back to boots on the ground. But they have different guns. I don't know. I mean, I'm hopefully somebody
I used
out
to be
there
in Call
feels
of
for
I
me
used to
too.
be I used to be in Call of Duty a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm just tired of it's the same game all the time, like just different maps, different guns. Same.
There's
every
different
time.
feels. I'm excited. Here's why I'm excited. Black Ops 1 was a great game. It was probably like next to Modern Warfare. I'd say in terms of like top 3 Call of Duties, it goes Modern Warfare 2 is number 1. That makes no sense. Modern Warfare 2, and then I would say Black Ops 1, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare. Those are the top 3 Call of Duty games.
I give them this. The only thing that was really good about Call of Duty was zombies when it came out.
So we're getting zombies back, though.
We're getting zombies back.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
But I remember the very first zombie map was the best zombie map.
Yeah, on the airport.
No.
Wasn't it? Yeah,
it was in a house. There was an upstairs and a downstairs.
it's very small quarters, right?
Yeah.
Like
Very small quarters.
Yeah.
You play with 4 people, and you can actually keep up with keeping the windows shut, and then you run downstairs and hit that mystery box and try to get that alien gun.
Yeah, the laser gun or whatever.
Oh my goodness, that was fun.
Yeah.
They revolutionized the product with that.
Yeah.
But then they haven't, in my eyes, they haven't really done anything different. I mean, you got Warzone, but they're just copying what's everybody else is doing.
Yeah, but I would say that most gamers, this is a very bold statement, I think, but most people will line up to pick Call of Duty. Like there is there's a select like group. There's a very tight knit group for sports games, right? There's like the guys who like all the time they're getting their 2K, 20, 21, everything, baseball, all that. I would say at a very broad range, like if somebody picks up a console who's like, I'm just thinking about getting into games, I feel that they are going to go for like a Call of Duty type game over.
I don't think so.
Soccer or football. You don't think so?
Yeah, well, it depends on what they.
Because
if they want the most popular game, then they're gonna gravitate towards Call of Duty. That's
because everybody and their mother played God of War when that came out. It pulled those sport guys. It pulled all those Call of Duty guys over to play those single player, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
The only thing is, it was just exclusive to people who have PlayStations, though. It wasn't across.
Well, I'm just talking about like that type of game.
Right.
You got plenty of other games out there, like the one that I'm playing right now. Right, that's multiple platforms. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Beautiful game. I feel like they could nurture to both sides. Usually, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty guys, first-person shooter guys don't play sports games, and sports game guys don't really play Modern Warfare, but they both dabble in the fantasy world.
Point well taken.
Good. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% with Mick.
You pulled me over, Mick.
Ditto.
Ditto. All right, you got me. I'm excited for it. There's the multiplayer trailer that's coming out on September 9th, so I'll be checking that out too. Maybe I won't give you guys an update because nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear about it.
I'll still get it. I'll still play with Steven for like 2 weeks and then be on like,
I'm done.
I need more room for other stuff.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. We have one more thing that we can go into.
We got a riddle for you.
All right.
Riddle me this, Batman.
What does a liar do when dead? Okay, if you guys don't know what we're talking about. Last week we talked about DC Fandom, and they released the Batman trailer. And I guess there's a little bit of Easter egg, I guess, Jason, is that an Easter egg?
I guess you would call it that, yeah.
I think it's an Easter egg. And it was a card that was written to the Batman. I'm going to bring it up right now for you guys to see on the YouTube channels. So the riddle says, on the card, it says, what does a liar do when dead? Haven't a clue? Let's play a game, just me and you. And then there's some hieroglyphics, it looks like. There's like cryptic symbols at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so people have been trying to figure this out. It sounds like it's already been figured out. But we wanted to try to make this work and try to figure it out, try to solve the riddle with you guys.
Before your eyes. So first of all,
ears.
so what do you guys, when you guys hear that, do you guys get an initial reaction? Steven already told you my initial reaction to the first part. I guess that's the only part that we're solving. What does a liar do when dead? I mean, do you have an answer that pops up in your head when you hear that automatically?
What does a liar do when dead? I don't know. He lies down. I don't know.
Right, and that's kind of and that's what I told you, Steven. Right, I didn't say lies down, but I said lies. So, but if we look further into the image,
obviously there's letters.
Yeah,
there's repeat. They're like the two. If you look on the second row, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed.
There's two that repeat, two letters that repeat.
Yeah,
right? And that symbol comes up in the third one on the top.
Right.
Same with the parentheses and a B. It's the last one on the top.
It's the first letter in the last word. So for you listening, there's two rows of the glyphs on the card. One has 6 letters on the top and one has 5 letters on the bottom. And so the last 2 letters of the bottom row are the same, and the first letter of the bottom row and the last letter of the top row are the same. And so,
and so I'm to assume that if we decode that's the answer to the what does a liar do when he's dead?
Yeah.
So which means that lies doesn't work.
So it can't be lies.
Right, because lies is too short. Because this is a 6-letter word and then a 5-letter word.
Right.
So I've been trying to think, like, what word ends with 2 of the same letters?
Well, let's think about that. So,
Class.
Yeah, so that's S is double and L is double.
Yeah, S is an L. Okay.
That's the only ones I can think of that will double.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I gotta write this down.
At the end. Yeah,
Everybody, get your pens
exact-
out. If you're
get
playing
your
at home,
pens
get your
out.
pens and pencils. I literally rearranged my desk today, so I have nothing. It's like perfectly clean. Yeah. So S's and L's double,
S's and L's.
and let's. So the last two letters in the bottom line are also
The third letter
the
in
third
the first.
letter in the first line.
Yeah. So wait. So first, are there any other? Can anybody think of any other letters that double?
S's,
That's S's and L's.
L's,
S's, L's.
E's,
Ooh,
E's, and like, but that's only like
E.
sometimes.
Please.
Like
Yeah.
the-
Not at the end of a word. Well, I guess like puree, but I mean, I guess it could. T's, but typically not at the end of a word.
Well, and double T's would be in the middle of a word.
Yeah.
Let's
see.
I was thinking like
that's-
N. Could N? No, not N.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that would be it.
S's and L's. That makes
S's and
sense.
L's. So
I
let's
think that,
let's
yeah.
go with S's and L's. So if we were to, I feel like I'm playing hangman with myself or something.
RSTLNE. Did you know that those are the 5 letters that you like are the most common letters?
Yeah, and that's how come they use those in
Six.
Wheel of
That's
Fortune
6
when you're.
letters. Yeah. Yeah. What does a liar? See, I was thinking something more of like he finally tells the truth. Like he begins to.
Well, that's
'Cause, like,
super long. That's not...
I know. I know, but like what I'm assuming. Here's my thoughts behind it: is that the Riddler is trying to call out the Batman about being Bruce Wayne, about his true identity, right?
Okay.
So I think that he's calling Batman a liar.
He's
Or,
got,
or the
okay.
or the government or the police, like the good people are liars, right?
That's what I took.
And so like what would they do when they die is they tell the truth or they speak truth or something like that.
See,
Yeah, the
but
truth is revealed or something.
Yeah.
Revealed truth. No, that doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah, because at the last letter, and this can that probably isn't even anything what it is. I don't know. B8. Like
So the double letter thing is the only thing that really helps us out in determining letters here, right? Because I don't see any other way.
Yeah, and then there's a
but
third one. There's the third letter on the bottom row also repeats on the top as the fourth letter.
Correct.
Not only that,
Wait, what? No, I don't see
okay,
it repeats.
so the second row, right?
Right.
The bottom row.
Right.
The third letter repeats on the top fourth letter over.
It's like
repeat.
Like
Okay, I thought you meant repeat it
Okay.
together. But yeah,
No,
okay.
no,
So
no.
they're
Right.
common in common.
And then
yes, okay.
and then the second
Question mark V or whatever.
the
Yeah, it's like a
the
CV.
second and fifth letter of the top are the same.
Yeah. Man.
I wonder if like some of the pictures will like indicate to us a little bit what the letter might be. Like, because that one that you're talking about, the second one you said, make it kind of looks like it can be a V or something, right? So maybe could that be a V maybe?
I don't know because I don't know of any words that have two V's in it.
Two V's in it, yeah.
Right?
Vote? No, never mind.
Vacuum.
That doesn't have another V.
Vacuum.
Unless you got a stutter.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. So,
Oh, Vivid.
comment below if you know what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So it's
So I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing else beyond the S's and L's thing. So,
Yeah,
what would
okay, so
happen
the second,
to glass? What was it? What does it say? What does
a liar do when dead?
when dead? I don't know.
okay. So like, let's assume, like, let's say it's what other 5-letter word would end in 2 L's?
Smell.
Shell.
Yeah.
This could take a while. We need
This could take a
because I was thinking like, let's just say it's glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
SS.
Glass.
That would mean the last letter in the top word would also be a G,
Right.
which if it's a G, I would assume that the ending would be ing, right?
No,
ING.
because
What? No.
because if glass, um, the top row fourth letter wouldn't be. It would be A.
Right.
Right. So it wouldn't be ing.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. So, okay. Do we have a hint? Do we want to look up a hint? Is that a...
Yeah.
No. Let's
Jason's like, no, Mick's like, yes.
let's do what we were doing with the L thing, or let's go L and then S, or I don't know, whichever way you want to do it. And
Yeah.
think of words that are 5-letter words that end in double S, 5-letter words that end in double L. I can't really think of any 5. Oh, stress.
Ooh.
No.
S
That's
TRE
that's 6.
SS. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I'm
Pass. That's too short. I think L's are
Pass.
easier.
What about press? PRESS.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because then he's talking about media. They could be lying, right?
Yeah.
They lie a lot. Okay. Fake news.
Or what about guess?
Guess. That's another good one.
GUESS.
Yeah. Did you just Google some words?
No, I didn't.
You're coming up with these quickly now. All of a sudden.
Grass.
Guess,
What about grass?
Grass. Brass.
grass.
Okay. I like guess and press. Should we try to insert those in there somewhere?
Ooh, what
That
about
would make
bless? BLESS.
yeah.
No.
No. BL.
Everybody else is
yeah.
going right now, looking at this like retard.
I
So
know,
in all
right?
those, but in all of those, it's ESS, right?
Yeah, right. No, grass and I put
Oh,
brass
it'd be
as well,
A's.
but those are A's.
It'd be
Yeah.
A. Man, are we stumped?
I think we're getting to the point of stumpishness. Yeah. Do we have any more SS's? Should we move to LLs, or should we try to get some more? Or do we want to just focus on S for now?
I don't know. Yeah, we could focus on L's. I'm actually gonna go to Google, just to look up 5-letter words that end in L.
Okay, so we said smell, shell.
What about
Still?
dwell? DWELL.
Still.
So it's the last. So the last
Spill.
3 letters would still be ELL, right? You're trying to.
Yeah.
and that's the only thing that we get to
or ILL.
ILL.
And the other one is either E or A. Dude, this is kind of tough, man.
It is, man.
So I'm gonna do something. A couple of the words that made sense up top with the S's was guess and press. Those ones really stick out to me. I'm gonna try to. You guys go ahead and think of some other stuff. I'm gonna try to input some stuff here really quick and see what it looks like. So this was guess. Then that means that this would be N E.
Yeah, I have no clue. My brain is hurting.
My brain hurts.
And that would mean
I wrote this thing over and over again.
this is a G at the end. That word doesn't make sense.
Show you guys what I'm writing right now.
Mm.
That's how my paper looks right now.
Like Hangman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm playing hangman. Okay, so let's try press. Guess doesn't appear to work, guys, because that first
Guess.
word is turned into not a word.
Mm.
That still makes that an E.
Yeah, Yeah, no kidding.
Simp.
Can I get a hey? Like that?
You
Weren't expecting that one, huh?
wasn't expecting that, not
There
at
you
all.
go.
Hmm.
Had to turn down your volume real quick.
What if
What's up?
maybe we may have to skip onto this and try to figure it out some other time. Maybe we'll try to figure it out on like a separate YouTube video. But
Okay.
what if it was like not what if it was like a 2-word phrase on the top?
Look it up. Just look it up. Look it up. I want to know. I want to know it. I'm not going to figure it out. Just
Okay.
look it up.
Why would you say, what if it's a 2-word? I don't see any spaces.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to have a space. Like, yeah, you're right. There's no space, but I don't know. I'm just gonna look it up. Okay, we're just gonna look it up.
All right, if you guys want to be cheaters, you go ahead.
It might take too long to try to figure this out. And
Take your headphones off and you won't know. And then
Yeah.
you can figure it out.
Pause it here. Or
Next
skip forward.
podcast. In the next podcast, we'll tell you if you're right or not. I'll give you a week to do it. How about that?
I'm trying to find an article that has the right answer.
The right answer. And we could probably be going off like total, like, these are actual symbols that are shown in the movie and like they're supposed to represent like it has nothing to do with letters.
Yeah, the guys.
Well,
are like,
they said that some people have solved this already,
Yeah.
so that's been so it's not something that's in the movie. I mean, it's in the movie, but it's not.
I wonder if you draw those symbols on the letters up on the top, if it will spell something out. I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
What
I've
does
got
a
the
liar
answer.
do
Okay,
when dead?
I've
You have
got
the answer. You want the answers?
I've got the
Jason, or
answer,
are you
and I'll
gonna-
give you a run up to the answer. Okay,
He
Jason.
lies, man. He's
All right.
dead. He's lying there, like Mick said.
Are you ready? Okay. So, E, the letter E is the most popular letter in the English language. Okay.
Right.
So it's helpful to think about that, but in this case, it didn't work. They also noticed that 2 last symbols were the exact same, so ending in 2-letter words. So we're on the right track.
Oh yeah, we
But-
would have figured it out in a week.
But 2 of them have both come up with the same very punny answer. He lies still.
I've heard that before. I've heard.
See, that's
that
cheating
before.
because there's no space.
That's in
I don't
Arkham
like
Knight.
that. That's trickery.
Hey, that's in Arkham. That's in the video game.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's a riddle in the video game, Arkham City. That sounds so familiar. What does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still.
He lies still.
I think that's the
Lies
answer.
It
I
makes
gotta
sense.
look that up,
Kind of a
'cause
play
I'm
on words.
pretty
See how
sure-
he lies still because he's lying still, but he's still lying. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I don't know. I think it works. I like it. I like it as a
So
I like
that is
it.
LL.
he lies still. Sorry, my dog.
How does
is
that
barking
help
in the background.
Batman? What is? He just wants to tell Batman that he's still lying. That's weird. Hellies. That's
Yeah, like what
Hellies.
so what is that threat, I guess?
Right. So yes, what is he trying to tell him? That's
He's gonna kill the Batman.
He's trying to tell him, I know your secret. I'm getting ready to tell it. So you're gonna be dead pretty soon. So it's not gonna matter to you. But you're still gonna be lying, you liar.
You're gonna be still lying. You're still lying. You're lying still.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, we're sorry that was a little anticlimactic. We thought it was going to be a good try, but we ended up needing Google as well. We're not as smart as other people are, okay?
We
I
would've
stand by
figured
the
it
fact
out.
that it cheated because it didn't give a space for the 2 words at the top.
I know.
I know.
And
I feel tricked.
yeah, it's not right, but take it
I'll
up
go-
with the Riddler, Jason.
I am going to take it up with
Send
him
him a
actually.
complaint and at the Riddler. That's not a real website. Don't go there. It could be, and it would be a disaster for you if you go there. But hey, I think we're gonna wrap this thing up. It's been a good episode, and we're glad you guys came along. We really, 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 I can't tell you this how many times. We really appreciate your support and listening to us. It means the world to us, and we just love getting together and spending time with you guys. And there's tons of things you guys can do to help support us. One of the big things that you can do is leave us a like and a review on whatever streaming service you're using. Subscribe to us on that platform, and leave us a review. Reviews are huge for us. You can people who are looking for new podcasts will see your guys' reviews, and it'll help us become more visible to new listeners.
And after that, come over to Facebook and join our page. And that's facebook.com/The Geek Retreat. That's where we interact with our guys most. So then you can get all of our latest and greatest updates and notifications right in the palm of your hand. I don't know.
Whoa.
We also have a Twitter page you could join at Geek Retreat _ no, it's at Geek _ Retreat, and we have an Instagram account you can follow as well.
Also, if you heard something that you liked from this episode, be sure to go over to youtube.com/The Geek Retreat and watch the video of this episode. You can see our faces. Watch us watch you. That's weird. But you can that's right. But you can watch us be dorks on screen. We appreciate it. Go subscribe there. Go tell your friends. Go share. And just watch us make fools of ourselves, because that's what we do every single week. Also, finally, as you can see, we're wearing some sweet shirts that have our name and logo all over it. You can go get one yourself at thegeekretreatpodcast.com. That's a real website. Go there, click on the merch banner, and pick up your free Geek Retreat t-shirt so you can tell all your friends about your most favorite podcast ever.
The best one.
The bestest,
cool.
the bestest
Looking
of the
like
best.
me.
Yeah, you'll look just like us. You probably already do look like us.
Oh,
Now you can look even more like us, because that's what you want, and we know it. All right. Well, I'm Steven. That's Mick. And that's Jason. And we will see you guys on the next episode.
Recycle, reuse, reduce.
Keeping it there with the Captain Planet. I like it. All right. Hey, remember, let your geek out.
Yes.
See ya. Jason, that was perfect.
Ooh, that was beautiful.
That was perfect. You look like you punched me in the face.